Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and now we have some more. Actually, it's a good news, honestly. We're finding some fight back. Good, very good. For against these transgender type of people and their sickness, obviously, to want to deal with the so-called kids. It looks like there are doctors and pediatricians are fighting back. And we're going to show you exactly what's going on here because this is very, very good news. Hopefully this can be outright removed and banned within the next couple of years. I say couple of years because first off, we have to get the Republicans in if they actually do win. And then, again, they have to actually enforce and get rid of this type of BS. And then we might be able to see some force to where we don't have to deal with this. Now, I'm going to say to the LGBTQ people that are actually intelligent and, are not sick in the head. This is to the people that will go after me and saying, oh, well, yeah, we don't really agree with you because, that's just transphobic or whatever. Okay, listen. What I'm saying here is that the LGBTQ community has been quite honestly in credibility that they have, not credibility, but truthfully have been showing that they have been trying to indoctrinate or trying to groom or child grab children. This has just been face reality, and this is the truth thing. If you are if you are with this type of behavior, you are part of the LGBT community that I'm talking about, and you are a problem. The other people that are not like this, I am not talking about them. This is actually being directed to you, because I think you are more round-sounded type of people and don't actually want to harm children. However, people that do want to harm children and all that is a huge issue. Now, if you are 18 and if you want to hack off your dick, cut off your tits, by all means, do so. That is your freedom and choice to do. But once you start going after children and they don't have the decision to make their own decisions, then yeah, that is your problem. That is when I start crossing the line and you start to really piss me off. So, let's get that completely straight here. And I don't really care to start yelling at me on Twitter or whatever. I hardly use the damn platform anyway. It's authoritarian as hell, and honestly quite toxic, so why the hell would I even want to use it? And I don't even like using it in the first place. But if I do use it, I like pointing out your type of child grabber activities, because, that's what the reality is. And that's what you people are. So, leaked files expose how U.S. pediatricians accuse their own professional body of pushing a harmful drugs-first approach on trans teens and deliberately blocking moves to change the rules. Pediatricians across America are at war with their own professional body over controversial puberty blocker or blocking drugs routinely handed to teens wanting to change gender, DailyMail.com can reveal. The top child health experts caused the American Academy of Pediatricians of pushing the harmful drugs on transgender identifying youngsters, according to damning leaked documents. Disturbingly, the documents also reveal experts believe that APP is deliberately silencing internal criticism by blocking moves for a crucial policy review. The papers leaked by a whistleblower expose how rank and file APP members across the U.S. are slamming the Academy's shoddy drugs and hormone-first approach to the trans-identifying teens. They insist many would benefit from counseling or therapy instead, and urge the professional body to follow a more cautious approach currently being adopted by similar bodies in other countries. Yeah, like Finland and Sweden. Now, I know those aren't the great countries, or the UK for that matter, but they seem to actually care about their children, at least very so slightly. Some people in the US don't really think so. So, there's that. Fast-tracking adolescents into a powerful drug cocktails a huge toll on young bodies and can lead to sterility and osteoporosis, critics say. For many teens, transitioning is celebrated, but others regret the treatment and seek reversals. The APP says its guidelines to reinforce the gender youth selects, including through drugs, cross-sex hormones, and eventually surgery, are evidence-based that is open to collaborative conversations on policy. But angry APP members say the Academy changed its rules to block a member throughout the resolution to launch a policy review. It led to the review being sidelined at the Academy's leadership conference, which ended in Chicago on Monday. Instead, members took the usual step of airing their concerns in the comments section for a separate resolution to the AAPP's members' only website. In the comments leaked to DailyMail.com, AAP. Wow, I've been saying AAPPP this entire time. I apologize, people. Alright, I will now be saying triple AP from now on, or AAP, because, yeah, I've been messing it up. I apologize. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Members said the Academy was endorsing great harm, that is a great harm, that's a care package for trans-identifying teens. We based on scant and shoddy evidence and that doling out drugs and hormones was unsafe and unsustainable. Well, we all know this is true, but we're going to read all these amazing documents here. Now, hopefully I can blow this up so that way I don't have to do the whole editing thing, but I will if I really need to. I don't think I shouldn't be able to, but I digress. Before promulgating gender-affirming care with all its ethical implications, irreversible body changes, sterility, etc., don't we want to be sure this is the best path? Wrote an IHS pediatrician. Well, it looks like I cannot blow this up. So, ladies and gentlemen, you get to have what you want. I get to blow this up. So, here we go. I support resolution number 27, not this one. The AAP is endorsing a great harm without high quality or long-term evidence of benefit. In May 2022, redacted, a transgender woman in the country's leading vaginoplasty surgeon reported at redacted conference that 100% of males put on the infertility care Dutch protocol lose all sexual sensation and function. They are stripped of the ability to ever have sexual intimacy or fall in love. We know the other research that most of those kids would likely grow up to be gay. Is this what we endorse? As pediatricians, the UK, Sweden, Finland, France, Australia, and New Zealand are all backing away from the model supported by the AAP. Online sites where transitioners discuss the medical harm done to them are literally growing by the thousands every month. Resolution number 27 calls for a long overdue evidence-based review of AAP policy. I fear that this resolution would further cement in place. Remember when I said, guys, that the G-transitioning movement is going to start happening very soon? Well, guess what? It's starting to happen. And I think we're going to see a great pushback against this transgender bullshit very, very soon. And I can't wait till the kids actually get to be saved. Because it seems like this is happening, and sorry LGBTQ community, you're about to be pushed back. And LGBTQ community, the correct ones, you know the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones that are pushing for this BS. I'm talking about the ones that are pushing for on kids. That's the ones I'm talking about. As I am unable to comment on Resolution 27, I strongly urge the organization to adopt policies or make statements concerning treatment of gender dysphoria in children and use only after an open and methodologically sound process to ensure those statements are based on medical evidence rather than ideology. I am objecting to my inability to comment on and therefore endorse Resolution 27. There needs to be more sound research into the long-term benefits and risk of treatment of transgender children before this can be widely accepted and adopted. Thank you. I'm wholeheartedly in support of Resolution 27, which initially has been removed from the list of resolutions from member comment. Medical science rapidly changes, and care for gender dysphoria and transgender use is no exception. I really want this to not be redacted. By the way, I want to see who the fuck is saying this, so that way we could go after him like a fucking like a hailstorm. It needs to happen. Ongoing rigorous review of medical evidence should continue to determine best practice guidelines, especially when there are a myriad of ethical questions surrounding puberty blocking and gender reassignment surgeries among children and adolescents. I can no longer trust the AAP to provide medical evidence-based education with regard to care to HGG individuals. This past year at the AP National Conference, ongoing debate on whether it was silenced rigorously. The integrity and trust in AP will continue to erode transparency if transparency and honest evidence-based accusations are not properly restored. So, if I am reading this correctly, and if I read it wrong, I wholeheartedly apologize. But it seems like they are with the resolution of 27, which is a problem. But they are, but it seems that they are against it. Oh, they are. So they are going to the ongoing. God damn it! What's wrong with me? Okay, I got a solution to this. Okay, should have fixed the problem. So, what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I got to seeing what they're. I kind of know what they're saying. They are trusting the resolution of 2027. They trust it, but not the way it's under right now, and because of because of the issues that is affecting individuals. Okay, I apologize, person. You will no longer be kryptonite for me, and not be after a hailstorm. I wholeheartedly apologize to you. No, do not attack this person, people. But still, I don't want these people to be redacted regardless, because I want to see who we can trust and who we cannot trust. And these people need to be, out there. However, I do understand the reason why we have to protect these people, because they would be attacked by the far left immediately, because the far left are insane. The AAP needs to be unbiased and presenting this fresh information. There is no open dialogue on these medical treatments by the AAP. It is extremely important that a thorough formal literature review and open process before the AAPP adopts any concerning education and training for transgender care. Input from the membership must occur to keep up with what our European colleagues have done in this area. As an example of an open process, the AAP could look to the case review commissioned by the UK National Health Service and currently in process. Redacted is a pediatrician and the former head of the AAP counterpart in the UK's. Okay, so this is all stuff in the UK and stuff that happened there, or talking about people, or reckoning, or showing what the things that are happening in the UK that they support, obviously. Another member said there was no good long-term outcome data for those who undergo this physical process of transitioning, and pointing to the 37,000 members of the online forum for regretful detransitioners as they are known. What is most needed right now is better research to make sure we do the right thing for our patients, wrote the pediatrician, who, like others, we are not anticipating as such reviews have led to online harassment in the past. Others bashed the AAP for stonewalling Resolution 27, in which 5 members called for rigorous systematic review of the Academy's 2018 gender reform policy, saying growing numbers of transgenders regret the treatment and seek reversals. One triple AAP, remember, complained they were unable to comment on the document. So we already know about that. There is no open dialogue on these medical treatments by the AAP, posted by another. Members posted their concerns from New York, Alabama, Kentucky, Virginia, Idaho, Nevada, Wisconsin, Colorado, California, Utah, Texas, Tennessee, Maine, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Nevada, and Pennsylvania. The Academy has some 60,000 members. 5 members wrote Resolution 27, dozens posted critical comments online, but it's unclear how many question the Academy's policy to affirm the choice of trans-identifying youngsters. Julia Mason, an Oregon-based pediatrician, one of 5 authors of Resolution 27, said ever more colleagues across the U.S. wanted to slow down the mass handout of puberty blockers and spend more time evaluating trans-identifying teens. I'm really disappointed that the AAP is being driven by ideology rather than evidence. Mason, who is an officer advisor for the Society for Evidence-Based Gender Medicine, told DailyMail.com. They're embarrassed that they've let young activist doctors get them on record in support of gender-affirming care, and now they can't backtrack. They suppress my efforts and come up with new rules to hide what we're trying to say from rank-and-file pediatricians. Several members of the U.S. should be guided by the policy shifts in Europe, where head chiefs in several countries have backtracked after carrying out their own policy reviews. Britain's health service recently decided to close the country's only gender identity clinic for children after damning review and a slew of allegations by former staff and patients about rushing young people onto treatment. A major Swedish clinic last year stopped giving puberty blockers and hormones to children, and Finland's health chiefs decided that psychotherapy, not drugs, and hormones should be the first line of treatment for gender-phobic youngsters. This is the Julia Mason, an Oregon-based pediatrician, criticized the AP leadership for its drug-first policy for trans youth and blocking for review. These are all the people here that are obviously are harmful, are for pushing harmful drugs and trans-identifying youngsters. So, so take a good look at these people. These are the people. Now, we're going to read this. I know this is a very long video, guys, but we have to go through this. We need to point out the danger that they are doing to people. So, we are going to read this, regardless of how long this takes. I just want to die. This is from the D-Trans thing. I destroy my life with puberty blockers. With a spotlight on this issue now, all sorts of studies are coming out showing just how dangerous they are. They cause brain swelling and vision loss, amongst other things. It all makes sense now why I'm dealing with a myriad of health issues. Doctors are helpless and either don't know what to do with me or tell me it's all in my head. I'm basically a science experiment at this point. I'm only 24. I can't imagine suffering another 50 or so years like this. I guess with all this information coming out, it existed back in 2014 when I made the horrible decision of going on them. It could have saved my life. How do I keep myself from making the mistake of a lifetime? Some background growing up, and even now, I was short and scrawny, painfully shy, meek, nerdy boy. I found myself struggling with these things as I came of age, and the confluence of my nerdy interests, plus growing involvement in the left-wing politics, led to me to fall down the rabbit hole of gender ideology. I've had some time to grow of a growing belief that a gender ideology, as it pertains to men, is a social contagion with the consequence of a yet little understood self-harm. It preys on vulnerable young men and promises a panacea to their personal issues that it seldom actually delivers on. Instead, it deepens them, and that's what's just happening to me. I'm really struggling. I can't bear to live on my own skin. I am bitterly disappointed whenever I go. I find myself read as male. I have, as I would say, gender dysphoria, but I don't actually have it. I'm simulating having it, and I know I am because I never dealt with any of this before I fell into the clutches of this cult. It does cause me enough suffering that it leaves me in moments of weakness to seriously consider transitioning. I know myself, and I know how that will end poorly, but I am worried I may do it. How do I get this stuff out of my head? How do I feel comfortable in my own skin again? How do I feel comfortable owning up to my challenges by being myself and not harboring self-destruction delusions? Well, there you have it, guys. That's pretty dark, isn't it? Let's keep on reading. We're not going to stop. Parents have complained about being sidelined as their children make rash decisions about changing gender, which are reinforced by clinicians who follow AAP guidelines and provide drugs to those as young as 13. Last month, California teenager Chloe Cole spoke out against the rush to affirm youngsters with drugs and hormones. She told a medical panel how she was encouraged as a 13-year-old to take puberty blockers and later have surgery that irreversibly and painfully damaged her body as she transitioned to Leo, a boy. In her testimony, she warned the dangers of online LGBTQ activism, unreliable therapists, and medical processes, and its reversal that left her likely to be unable to have children and unable to be breastfeed. This is the person. This is another person detransitioning. Likewise, Ali Somali from Michigan has told of how she underwent a medical transition involving hormones and a double vasectomy to become Issa, but then switched back as she was unhappy with the new identity. Resolution 27 did not advance at the leadership meeting in Chicago. It was the only one out of 45 such resolutions that was affected by procedural rules introduced by the Academy earlier in the year. The AAP says it changed the rules before it saw the troublesome resolution. The Academy's advice guides the work of some 67,000 members and the gender-affirming policies of President Joe Biden's administration. Its policies echoes the World Professional Association for Transgender Health and other bodies. The AAP says there is strong consensus of support for its transgender care model, which includes repeated psychological evaluations of patients, involves their parents, and does not always lead to cross-sex hormones or surgery. Resolution 27 did not make the cut at last week's meeting, but a separate resolution for increasing education, resources, and training to pediatricians on transgender care as was being assessed by the board of directors, the AAP said. AAP supports the ongoing evaluation of evidence around the care of transgender young people, the Academy said in a statement to Daily.com. Various parts of the Academy are engaged in numerous collaborative conversations about transgender care, and we expect those discussions to continue, it added. These are all the things that, if you support laws, policies that prevent transgender youth, and all this stuff, the majority here. While transgender issues have been politically divisive in Britain, they have gained special significance in the U.S. and frequently feature in ferocious cultural war rows between liberals and conservatives. Republicans have passed several bills this year directed at transgender youth, including measures to stop classroom debates on gender identity, restrict participation in sports, and blocking access to drugs for transitioning. Laws in Arizona, Texas, and Alabama are aimed at stopping doctors from performing gender reassignment surgery for deterring parents providing gender-affirming care to their transgender children. Some face legal challenges. Polls show Americans are divided but huge traditional gender norms. A Pew Research Center poll in May found that most Americans, 60%, said sex was determined at birth, rather than by the individual's choice, while 46% favored laws against providing children with medical care to transition. And NPR Pro, as was surveyed the following month, found that 31% of respondents supported that state laws preventing transgender youngsters from undergoing medical transitions, while 47% opposed them. Yep. That's because we all realize on how bad transitioning is. And we have these people that are evil that want to say otherwise and don't care about harming children. They're evil, they're child grabbers, and I want them in jail. That's all to be said. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.